Entitled, baby.
I've been trapping all day, couldn't get away from my dope scale. I'm a cold stunner, road runner, you got no bells. More money, I need more sales. Make it hell, make it hell.
Welcome back, episode 7 of the Weekend Warriors. We're here with CriZzley today. He just recently dropped some new music. Definitely somebody that's buzzing in the city right now. So we're going to sit down with him today and just kind of talk about everything that he has going on and some of his recent projects. How you doing today, bro?
I'm doing straight.
Shit, you surprised us today because I remember when we booked this, what was it, 2 weeks ago? He was like, on that day I'm dropping a surprise. You know, I've been told people dropping a surprise. I'm like, oh, he probably dropping a song or something. Come to find out, I get a text this morning. He texted me. I was like, this motherfucker dropped with Gang51e June today. And I text Nate and I was like, bro, I don't give a fuck what you gotta do. He just dropped. We gotta figure it out. So we're here because I ain't gonna lie, our schedule was busy as fuck. We almost missed it. But we got it in. We're here now. So as you know, a little backstory on how we met, bro. We was at the Come Through Tulsa shoot, and bro, King Visions kept bringing him up, and everybody was like, "Where's CriZzley at?" Come to find out, bro was actually in the building. Like he was in the corner, and we were like, "Oh, what the fuck?" So we ended up meeting bro. Been talking, got a bunch of plans. We're gonna work on some shit, but we're just gonna get into it now. So as we know, you rap.
Mm-hmm.
So what made you get into rap? What made you start rapping? Was it a thing, or was it just something that you just started doing because you felt like you wanted to rap?
To be real, like, I've been writing since I was about like 6 years old. I use it as a way to cope with my surroundings and environment, because real shit, like, I did not like my upbringing at all with both my parents. It was unstable. You know, father in and out of jail, mom going through it bad, and just growing up in the where I come from is just, you know, a bad place, and ain't no safety around there mentally, physically, emotionally. So I just found writing as a way to cope, because it was like something you learn in like first grade. They teach you how to write and shit. So I'm like just writing on a piece of paper with a crayon or some shit, or you know, a marker or whatever. And it'll be simple things like, oh, today I played with a furry caterpillar or something. Then as I got older, it was like I turned that into more poetry, into lining it up, organizing it with my thought process, and I just started rapping. I say about like a year ago with it, because I was like, you know what, if June could do it, I could do it. You know, if these other people in the city getting popularity off of what they rapping, what they talking about, I could do the same thing. Like, but bring a different type of light to it, a more genuine realness to the rap and hip hop culture for real.
Yeah, that's something a reoccurring thing. Every time we ask that question, it's usually basically what you said. There might be minor differences in there, but a lot of people say they start making music to cope, or to, like, you know, get through something, or, you know, for example, we had Payne come through and say that. Bobo said that. Now you're saying that. And I feel like almost, that's why we like asking that question, because I feel like every artist has a story for why they make music. You know, some people, you know, well, most of the people who make genuine music, you know what I'm saying? But, like, yeah, it's nice to hear everybody's different perspectives on why they started, because I feel like I feel like it's a way to show everybody that we all really are going through the same shit in a way, and it's like we all just use different ways to express it. So, like we've been seeing on Instagram now, you got a tape dropping.
Yeah.
You want to talk about this tape? Anything specific about this tape you want to talk about?
It's gonna be 0 street songs on it. There ain't no drill songs, ain't no trap songs, ain't no murder songs, kill, none of that stuff. It's straight emotional music on this whole tape. It's got 10 songs. Obviously, one has got June on it that I just dropped, and the other ones is, you know, about love, childhood trauma, breakups, and such and so forth. It's just, I feel like emotional music is so much better because it's unlimited how you could talk about it. You could talk about, you know, childhood trauma, breakup, a lost loved one, someone locked up, you know, abandoned adolescence. But street music is so limited. Like, there's only so much ways you could talk about killing somebody. You know, I drop a op, I drop a top hat, this and such and so forth. So it's like, yeah, that's why I'm focusing on just emotional music for this whole one, because I want to show people my real talent.
You know, that's something I tell Bubba all the time. I tell him, the street shit's only gonna hold up for so long. You're gonna reach your peak at rapping about street shit. I feel like we've seen a lot of people hit that ceiling in Tulsa when it comes to street music. You know what I'm saying? like I said in the podcast, music's all about relatability. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You might be able to talk about something on a rap beat, and someone who doesn't even listen to rap can sit down and relate to it. You know, like it'd be so huge. And I was on the phone with my homie just now, and I was telling him, I was like, you gotta think, look how huge Rod Wave is. Like Rod Wave can make a song and have everybody sing that shit word for word. That pain music, like I tell Bobo all the time, that street pain music doesn't really have a ceiling because you can connect to so many different people through pain. Every single one of us in this room have felt pain. All of us have probably been heartbroken. We've all probably lost a loved one, been through a breakup, and have things in our life. Everybody can relate to that. But not everybody can relate to spinning on a block, dropping an op, and doing shit. Granted, people who can't relate will still listen, but the peak will be so much smaller than the potential you have to react on emotions. The second you can tap on someone's emotions, you make them feel it, then it's like they feel like they're a part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's big. I feel like that's huge. I'm glad someone's doing it because I feel like the sound in Tulsa is being so oversaturated at this point where it's like, don't get me wrong, I love it. I'll bump it, but it's like at some point, you're going to be like, all right, I want to hear something different, Yeah. Every time I click on an artist, I ain't trying to hear the, like, I'm getting tired of hearing the, I'm getting tired of hearing the same shit in every single song I listen to. And that's why it's a breath of fresh air. And that's why I support Bobo as much as I do. And that's why you see June got to where he was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's not always about dropping the op and doing all this shit, bro. Like, it's not. Like, and I feel like that's great that you're doing that and showing that you can do something else. Because, a lot of people can't. Like, someone like me, I make music, but I can't get on a fucking slow track and talk about nothing sad. I just can't I can't do it. It's just not who I am. I can't. It's not in me to do that. But the fact you can do that is really good. So, fuck, I was going to say something I forgot, bro.
No, I mean, I agree that I think, if you make music that can, relate to a broad spectrum of people, obviously you're going to have more long-term success. But, you just recently touched on that June is on one of the songs on the album. So how did that come about? Was that you reaching out to him like, hey, I got this song that I think would be good for you? Or did, somebody that y'all both mutually know connect y'all? How did that come about?
It came about by, first I started harassing his DMs on Instagram. I ain't gonna lie. Because, ain't nothing wrong with it. Shit, you want something, go get it. So I started harassing his DMs. And then I seen he had like a number on there for features and bookings. So I went ahead and sent that number a text message. And come to find out it was his girlfriend or his baby mom, whatever, being his receptionist at the time. So I just started chopping up with her. She was like, yeah, he got a deal going on right now. We're going to give you a deal, this and that specifically. So I said, cool, appreciate it. And then I sent him the money and then sent him the song. And she was like, he'll have it done by today, by the end of the night. Let him know if you don't like the song, if you don't like the verse that he laid down. So then I heard it back and I was like, this hard. I mess with this. I played it to my mama, played it to the homies. It was like, this cool. Yeah, go ahead and do something with that.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I was listening to it on my way here and this morning. I was like, that's probably one of the better June verses I've heard since he signed. Like, his new music's cool, but like, I don't know. I just felt like that was probably one of the best verses I've heard since he's actually signed. Like, I was actually like, damn, he got on here and actually was like talking like for real. That was probably my favorite June verse he's done in a good grip, in my opinion.
So I know, like JJ was saying, the first time we had met you was at Come Through Tulsa, and you were with Shot by King.
Yeah.
So how long have you known him, and kind of what's y'all's relationship? Are y'all longtime friends? Y'all business partners? Both? I mean, how did you meet him?
I met him, I say around like 2020. I just came back to Tulsa because I was out of state at the time. I came back to Tulsa and I started getting into revamping shoes up, like restoring shoes and stuff. So I was selling shoes at the time, reselling them. And then I went on OfferUp. I seen this dude who looked like a turtle. I was like, this man ugly, but he trying to buy my shoes. So, it is what it is. So boom, met up with him. And then sold him a shoe. He gave me a shoe in return. We kind of traded the shoe, sold the shoe, whatever the case may be. And then after that, we really just started like texting on OfferUp. After that, like, what you got planned on doing in 6 months from now, a year from now, just talking about goals and stuff like that. And at this time, he wasn't really into music at all. Like, he was just a guy selling shoes, still in high school. Cause at that time, I think he was like 16. I was like 20, and then
Oh, shoes, he's young. I didn't
Yeah.
realize he's that young.
Man, he is young.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 23 now.
So he's like 19?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn, man, he looks old.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
I
do.
thought he was like same age as us.
He mature for his age, especially because of like wisdom and stuff. But our relationship, I say, to be honest, it's not necessarily business partners, but we don't see the point of doing stuff that isn't helping each other benefit. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, somebody will hit him up and say, "Hey, yo, can I get a feature from Criz?" And then I'll say, "Okay, yeah, he can get a feature from me, but $75." And then he'll get the feature from me. And then I'll turn around and say, "Okay, you got to book the video too. It's $150. Make sure to book that video." So we both benefit most of the time. Yeah. And that's mostly what we do. Like we done made a bunch off of that for real. Just side by side, helping each other out, like benefit in both ways. Like, so, also he gives me advice on a lot of things, like how to promote my music. Most of the time, I ain't gonna lie, he critique me, but I get why. Like, it's genuine love. Because most of the time, he's like, you need to be doing more. You need to be promoting more, marketing more. You need to be doing more content. You need to be doing TikToks. And it's just like, I'm so hard-headed. I hop on TikTok. I see a dude start shaking his hips and shit. And I'm like, I ain't finna do that shit. You feel me? Like, I can't do it. It's just not in me. But it's like, I get what he's saying. I need to promote myself more out there, especially making different type of music.
No, for sure. I understand that completely.
Yeah.
Like, I had never even downloaded TikTok until we started this shit, and he already had a TikTok, so I had to make the TikTok for the Weekend Warriors. I've never watched one video on there.
Nah, but
I uploaded one video and gave him the login. I was like,
I hate TikTok.
I can't do it.
Dude, I hate TikTok.
Yeah, but it's the biggest marketing platform in the world.
It
you know
is.
what I'm saying?
No,
I got a
for sure.
homie, like I posted on my Instagram a couple days ago, showing my homie Nash. You look at him, never think he made music or nothing, but bro, every single one of his songs drops on YouTube. Not even visualizers, nothing, just cover 20, 30,000 views because he's had 4 songs blow up on TikTok. And he has a whole fan base. He's not known in the town, but bro, he's making money off music. And he can walk around freely, not knowing anybody who he is. Nothing. You would never think this dude made music ever.
That's
But,
cool.
TikTok is a crazy tool, especially if you're marketing. Like, I've had a couple videos blow up, go crazy on TikTok. It's just a matter of, you ain't never got to be no dancing shit. Like, something simple as, like, I was running this thing, like, top best artist in Oklahoma you've never heard of. Just putting that little Skyview of Tulsa, boom, play a music video with their name and song. Shit like that, plays, gets views. But another thing I was going to bring up is I was running polls on Instagram, and I asked who the most underrated artist in Tulsa was, and your name got put over 30 fucking times.
That's crazy.
It was you and J1. You and J1 both were top 2. So do you think, like, when it comes to being underrated, do you feel like that's a good thing, a bad thing? Would you rather? Do you feel like you get the recognition you deserve? Basically, is what I'm trying to say. Like,
I don't feel like I get the flowers I deserve, only because I feel like I do it to myself though. Because the only content I have out there is the minimalistic street music. Nobody really knows that I could sing, I could melodize, I could harmonize. So I don't expect the flowers, but at the same time, seeing that stuff, I'm like, dang, I got the talent, but I got to remember I'm not showcasing it. So I can't sit there and blame other people. But I feel like the people that voted on that is probably people that done heard my emotional music. And they're like, yeah, man, you guys don't even know. But, yeah.
yeah, because I said, I'm posting all responses, and I said, oh my God, I'm about to tag bro 100 times in this bitch. I was getting so many, and then I feel like you reposted it, and then all the artists that were getting posted started reposting it. So next thing I know, I'm like getting so many people. I'm getting people saying me, myself, and I. And I'm like, bro, I'm not posting that shit, bro. Like, I don't even know. Like for me, I was looking more for like a general artist who's established, and I feel like we got through it. It actually did good. And I was telling King Spencer the other day, just shit like that does so much for the city. After that, I think I got over like 1,600 new profile visits in one day, just off that poll alone. And it's crazy how fast you get shit moving, just that little interactive and getting people going. And now it's to a point where people notice me. It's like, they're like, someone asked me the other day, when are you going to start doing polls again? They were like, I was fucking with that. Like, and I don't know. I just feel like it's good. I feel like there's so many ways to get yourself out there. And I feel like Tulsa's finally getting to that point where we're able to have a platform somewhat. And it's not just, oh, this person's the only one doing it. And we got to go to them. I feel like to this point now, everybody's building up in a whole where that's why people like us are important. People like you are important. People like Indie Pot are important. The more people we get around who are working together and like coming together, that's how you build a platform. Then you don't have to rely on nobody in Atlanta to come fucking bless your life, or anybody in Dallas, or white folk up in the big buildings to come tell you that you got it. You got people here that's telling you got it. And if we all work together, we all build each other up together. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's what I feel like is huge, especially for a city like Tulsa. I feel like we have so much opportunity and so many great artists, producers, videographers. It's just a matter of we all gotta work together, man. Like, all this beef and shit's pointless, you know. We gotta work together, and I promise we'll all get to where we're going. It's just a matter of when, not if, you know.
So, you know, speaking on artists from Tulsa, who's some of your favorite artists from Tulsa?
I listen to Dee sometimes, but I really don't listen to Tulsa music like that.
That's fair.
Yeah, I really don't. But besides Dee, J-Boy, my brother that passed. But really just listen to mainstream music like Drake.
Okay.
Yeah.
So who's some of your favorite artists? Like, who's someone you'd say you've taken some inspiration from in your own music?
Drake.
Drake.
The ability to rap on a you know, a hype beat song, and then the ability to mellow out and be vulnerable on a slow song.
No, I feel that for sure. Drake's probably my favorite artist of all time.
Yeah.
So I can support
He
that
number
answer.
one, in my opinion.
I can support that answer for sure. So, you know, you said that you had met Shot by King around 2020. When's the first time that y'all shot a music video together?
First time we shot a music video, dang. I did the Can't Love song. That was the first time, and I ain't gonna lie, it was terrible. It was a terrible experience. He didn't know what he was doing really. He had a grasp on what he had going.
Was it his first video?
That was his first video with a camera.
Okay.
With an actual camera. Because before that, he did one on the iPhone. I archived it. It was bad.
Hey, you gotta start somewhere though.
Yeah, but it was Can't Love. That was the first video he did for me. And at the time, it was cool, but compared to what he's able to do now, it was trash. For real. It was trash. Because now he could really do a lot of things. He done invested more money and time into his craft. You know, he just showed me a couple of days ago, he got like a $500 gimbal. He's just always investing into it. So I'd rather work on videos now than look back at his first couple videos, because I ain't like him at all. But he's still my favorite videographer, that's regardless.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And just like, that's something me and him talked about a couple episodes ago, and it was just me and him is like, no matter what it is that you're doing, you got to start somewhere. And that first period is going to be a learning and growing process. Just like the second and third video that we ever shot, we never even posted just because, like, it wasn't good, you know what I'm saying? Well, the second one we posted took down. That one actually did decent. And then the third one, it was just like, it wasn't good. We didn't have shit set up right. Even the first one we shot, like, which was the Beer Olympics, we weren't prepared for that shit at all. We were just using our phones and some microphones we had bought off Amazon. So I definitely understand, you know, everybody has their starts, and you know, if you keep grinding and being consistent, whenever it is, you can get where you want to go.
Yeah, most definitely.
Cause shit, in the grand scheme of things, we're still in our infancy of doing all this shit. You know,
Oh,
this
yeah,
is our 7th episode.
Yeah, like the vision I have going for all this is so vast, and I set because I know what I'm capable of as a person, and I know what you can do when you put your mind to something. So I set my expectations to a drastic point where I'll never probably ever reach it, but it always makes you keep growing though.
Yeah, you never get content.
You know, because like just looking at our setup now compared to when it was when we sat down with King Spence. We walked in there, we thought, in our head, so where we got misconstrued was, we thought King Spence was going to let us shoot his setup. And then he was like, y'all don't bring out stuff? And I was like, man, we were just using the iPhone. Just
I had a little tripod in the bag.
And what's crazy is that video still looks great.
Yeah,
I mean,
it looks great.
Like, the lighting in there did that video crazy justice, because it was really, like, if you walked in and saw us recording, you'd have been like, what are these motherfuckers doing?
Man, that was... Spencer was doing some charity that day.
Man. So, that's a good question. So, I recently saw you just sat down with King Spins. What was that all about, man? What was y'all talking about, man?
He had some good questions for me. He asked me about J-Boy. He asked me about, I think, the people I want to work with moving forward. I told him OTS J Hunt Show, DD, and K50. He talked about, the politics.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Politics.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Asked me what side I mess with, what type of people I mess with, from what side, and I told him I ain't into politics. I'm about business.
Best way to be.
Yeah, whoever presents themselves to me with business propositions and presents themselves with music, and that's how I move forward.
Yeah, but that's something I've also realized, because, back in the day, your boy Jim was a little wild, man. But, I'm to that point now where I'm probably 24 years old, and I can't see myself beefing with children, if I'm being honest. Unless a 16-year-old comes up to me or threatens my life, I'm not beefing with a 16-year-old or 17, 19. I've kind of realized is, at some point you got to grow up, and I've realized there's a lot of people I didn't like when I was 16, 17. We're all grown now. We all can look at each other and laugh and be like, wow, we're fucking idiots, And that's the point now where, like, I don't got no problems with nobody. I'm just trying to do business, man. And, like, I guess at some point I posted somebody, and then I promoted somebody else's shit, and someone was like, hey, bro, you can't do that. Yeah. And I'm like, no one's going to tell me what I can and can't do, for one.
Politics.
I said, no matter whatever I do for you is helping you. So, I mean, at some point y'all got to grow up, because that shit is dead. It is what it is. We're doing business out here. It should be nothing more than that.
Some people get mad at other people that be reposting me, because they're like, oh, he messed with, Dan and T8 and Tricky, da-da-da-da-da, right? He messed with the suckers. So then they're like, oh, you need to take him off, stop posting him, this and that. And I just sit there, I'm like, dude, this is stupid. Like, all I care about is peace, positivity, and music.
No, that's the way to be for sure.
Yeah.
That's the way to be for sure. So, what's something that you want to accomplish by the end of this year? Like, what's your end goal by the end of 2023, kind of going into 2024?
By the end of this year, I want to have my tape out. I want to create more content for myself, push myself harder to promote myself more. By next year, by the first couple months, I want to start doing shows. Get out there, put myself out there, whether it's like a small little city town bar, just getting that comfort from being on stage. Because I'm really, like, afraid of cameras and stuff. I really don't like cameras. I don't like microphones. I don't like talking to people. I'm very soft-spoken.
Performance going to be wild, man.
Yeah.
That's going to be a rough road for you.
Yeah.
But shit, if you want to perform, I know Dreamland's coming up next month. Shoot Steph Simon a call. Or shoot him a text on Instagram. Steph Simon will take you everywhere you want to go with this shit. And Dreamland's a great performance to start off on. You'll be around seasoned performers, and you can see how everybody gets down. I feel like that'd be a good step for you. I'd give him a call or shoot him a text and be like, "Hey, this is me. This is what I do." And you know how Steph Simon is. He'll just, if he won't tell you no, he might redirect you, different date, something else. But I feel like that'd be a good opportunity for you, because opportunity is vast out here. They perform. Do you realize there's places that literally do open mics every single week? Like you can literally go and do it whenever you want. And mostly on those events, not a lot of people will be there, so it gives you a chance to get used on the mic, performing. Because I remember when people asked me to perform for the first time, I was like, nah. But I mean, it's just really a thing. Once you get used to it, it's like anything.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate you coming in here today, sitting down with us, giving us some of your time, talking about everything you have going on. You're definitely somebody that we have a lot of confidence in. We wish you nothing but success in the future with everything you got going on. So.
Sure.
Hey, it's been the Weekend Warriors, episode 7. Keep tapping in with us. King CriZzley here with us today. Signing off.
I've been trapping all day, couldn't get away from my dope scale. I'm a cold stunner, road runner, you got no bells. More money, I need more sales. Make it hell, make it rain shell.